A lot of people are going to be saying happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
Kirk has no problem putting his true beliefs about anyone who isn't a white, rabid conservative like him on full display.
You're gonna remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence? Or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52. I'm going to trust the Lord. I know what we're saying is true. I was disappointed because I said, listen, guys, you could hate what I'm doing. You could criticize it.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do I do?
All white people are racist. I need to understand this because I have white people who support my work. They're going to watch this and say, wait a minute, Dr. Umar, I don't hate black people. I've never hurt a black people. I don't belong to the Ku Klux Klan. I don't belong to any group who has as its focus the destabilization and destruction of black people or the black community. So that may be true. That may very well be true. But that does not disqualify you from being a racist. See, being a bigot is not the same as being a racist. When you are a bigot, you are emotionally connected to the belief that Africans need to be exterminated. When you are a bigot, you are emotionally connected to the belief that Africans are inferior. When you are a bigot, you are emotionally connected to the need to destabilize, hurt, and harm black people. Conscientiously in your daily life, you have to call the N-word. You have to make racial jokes and slurs when you are a bigot. I didn't say every white person was a bigot. I don't believe every white person is a bigot. I do know that every white person is a racist. So what is the difference, Dr. Umar? Rule number one, all white people are racist. What is the difference between the white bigot and the white racist? The difference is simply that the bigot hates you for being black. The racist simply wants to secure complete and total domination of resources, opportunities, and privileges for their own in-group. That's it. Racism is the business of monopolizing things that matter in the hands of white people. So a racist can like black people. A racist can listen to rap. A racist can sleep with you, marry you, have children with you, hang out with you. A racist can be your best friend if you so believe that. A racist can come around you, eat your chicken, your watermelon, whatever you want to do. This is why black people get so confused by the behavior of Europeans. This is why black people get so confused by the behavior of Europeans, because you think you have to hate me to be a racist. Get that out of your mind. No one has to hate you to be a racist. How many of you have had white people who cared about you to some extent still practice racism against you? And now you're totally confused. You're totally confused. You say, wait a minute. This person has helped me. I know they care. They've went out on a limb for me before, but yet and still, they kept me from getting that job. Yet and still, they stopped me from buying that house next door to them. We're friends. Why would you do that? Here's where we're messing up. When we deal with racism, there's three fundamental mistakes that African people make around the world in dealing with racism. Number one, we confuse racism with bigotry. It confuses us. It confuses us. Bigotry is not racism. It is an extension of it, but it's not the same. You can be a racist and not be a bigot. You can't be a bigot without being a racist. So that's number one. Number two, we fail to recognize that white people and every other race have an internal obligation to their own people that supersedes any petty personal relationship they have with blacks. This is a big reason why we don't get it. I want to say this again. White people, like every other race, Arabs, East Indians, Asians, Mexicans, Native Americans, every race except the African has a serious, stringent obligation to protect the interests of their own race. We're the only group who don't have that, especially in the United States. In the United States, Negroes are loyal to their professional associations, fraternal associations, and religious associations. They have no loyalty to race. Hence why we are in the condition that we are in. Hence why we are in the condition that we are in. Europeans have an obligation to Europeans. Their friendship with you for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. See, for every other race except the African, their encounter with a out-group member is a military engagement. Chinese are not going to tell Anglo-Saxons what they're up to. And the Anglo-Saxons are not going to help the Chinese, and the Chinese are not going to help the Anglo-Saxons if in helping them, it risks the agenda of their race. When the Mexican encounters the Arab, they can do so respectfully, but the Arab is not going to tell the Mexican anything that would allow the Mexican community to get a foot up on the Arab community, vice versa. And I don't have a problem with that. That's the way it's supposed to be. Look out for your own. Black people don't have that. Your self-hatred, the Europeanization of African consciousness, has destroyed your ability to put racial obligation above any other obligation. We do not have racial obligation. So when we see other people with racial obligation, we get confused. We're so naive and politically immature. We're so naive and politically immature. We're so naive and politically immature that you feel that your white friend should have put your friendship above the best interests of his race. That's ridiculous. And the reason you feel that is because in your life, you would put a white person's interest above the interests of the entire black community. You would do that with your ridiculous self. And because you have no loyalty to race, you expect them not to have any loyalty to race. They are not you. You are not them. Nobody in this country went through the Ma'afa, the dehumanizing campaign known as American slavery. Nobody went through that in America but Africans. That's why we're the only people who cannot think in terms of what is best for the race. Your religion is more important to you than your race. Nobody else. The Arab is a Muslim, but his Islam does not come before his race. If it did, you would see African Muslims who are able to challenge Arabs for their success in commerce and business. You can't find it because no Arab is helping a black person outdo an Arab, whether he be Muslim or not. I don't care how many prayers y'all made together. No white Christian is helping a black Christian outdo a white Christian. Race is first, even in religion, for everyone but us. So when your white friend does something that clearly works against your best interest and in the interest of their community, that's what they're supposed to do. It's like playing on a football team. You have a friend on the other team. Your friend plays for the other team. But guess what? He has an obligation to his team. He's not going to give you the playbook. He would be a fool. Y'all knew each other since kindergarten. You guys are playing for the national championship. Why would he give you his playbook? Why is he going to help you beat his team? He has an obligation to his team. The problem with Africans is we don't claim a team. We are free agents who are unwanted by any of the other teams. Let me say this again. Africans in America, politically speaking, are free agents who don't want to belong to the team they're on and is stupid enough to think that another team wants them. That's our problem. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Africans in America are on a team that they feel ain't worth a damn, that they feel can't win anything, that doesn't get any respect, totally disorganized, ain't won a game in hundreds of years. Rather than try to make the team better, they've given up all hope. They want off the team. They are trying to find another team. They're out there marketing themselves to the Chinese team. They're marketing themselves to the Anglo-Saxon team, the Jewish team, the Mexican team, the Asian team, the East Indian team, the Arab team. They want another team. They want to play fullback for the Jews. They want to be the running back for the Arabs. They want to be the left tackle for the Koreans. They want to be the right guard for the Anglo-Saxons. They don't want to be on Team Africa no more. You want off Team Africa. But there's one problem. None of the other teams want you or need you. That's Black America's predicament in the 21st century. None of the other teams want you or need you. None of them. None of the other teams want you or need you. And rather than go back to your team and try to make a winner out of your team, you rather remain a free agent until you get drafted, which is never going to happen. And since there's no team, since the Team Africa don't have enough players on it, nobody wants to play for Team Africa because they've been losers for 400 years in America. Nobody wants to be on Team Africa because they've been losing. They have losing seasons, 403 consecutive losing seasons. Nobody wants to be on it. So you know what that means? Since none of the Africans want to play for Team Africa in America, Team Africa forfeits every single game it plays. So when you look at the preseason rankings, Team Africa is at the bottom. Not because they can't win. They don't even choose to compete. Team Africa is at the bottom, not because we can't win, but we don't even choose to compete. Team Africa is at the bottom, not because we can't win, but because we don't even choose to compete. All white people are racist. They must be. Racism cannot work unless all white people are racist. Racism is a group system of domination and monopolization of resources, privileges, and opportunities that are selfishly guarded by one group and used to disadvantage all members of another group. White people cannot opt out. You know why? If white people opted out, if all these white liberals opted out of the maintenance and perpetuation of the system of racism, racism would have fell apart by now. Racism would have fell apart by now. If you think white folks are opting out of racism, let me ask you one question. If you think white folks are opting out of racism, let me ask you a question. When slavery ended in 1865, black people owned 1/2 of 1% of all the wealth in America.